Hey yo, the name of this video is Why I'm Single. I've been watching some interesting videos on YouTube. Shout out to all the guys out there that's staying focused on surviving and making their life, better as much as they can. Because there's a lot of stuff going on and we gotta be aware of what's happening. And there's a lot of game being played. I done been through a few crazy relationships with a woman. I thought that just by having a good heart and accepting a woman for who she is and looks didn't matter, because I always feel like, it's all that matter what's on the outside than the inside. But the way life was, it didn't show me the favor of me being who I am as being real and genuine. And so I met a few women that wasn't all that attractive as most other guys would look at them as, but I accepted them for who they was. I wasn't shallow or none of that. But the videos that show that, why most men don't waste their time dealing with that. You gotta compete and everything else. But this is what I've been saying for the longest, and people been hating on what I've been telling them and hating on my videos and hating on my so-called philosophy. It's not my philosophy, it's just my experience of what I've been learning. But we're gonna get to this video, and I want y'all to pay attention very closely. Let's run it back.
We as men go through so much as all humans do to learn and grow. Yet we have been devalued, kicked, and burnt, just as a joke. A misandrist shows with only the sweat, tears, and the occasional beer to make it through. We've been lied to, manipulated, and spent.
Beer, I know I had guys that I hung around with, they drinking themselves halfway crazy because they got baby mama problems and this and that, and they ain't the same no more. They drink more heavier than usual. So I understand that actually be happening also. Let's get back to the video.
So much as all humans do to learn and grow. Yet we have been devalued, kicked, and burnt.
What's that?
Just as a joke.
Just
a
as a joke.
Misandrist shows with only the sweat, tears, and the occasional beer to make it through.
Just make
We've
it through.
been lied to, manipulated, and spent money just to play a rigged game.
We've been lied to by our uncles and older siblings, like brothers, but we sit back and watch their experience to know that they was capping. It was lies. They was telling us, they wasn't telling us the truth. They was telling us lies. So we had to find out on our own journey by life experiences, but it was terrible. So let's get back to the video. It said basically everything I've been telling these idiots, but whatever.
Truth of the knowledge passed down. We
Run it back again.
Go through so much as all humans do to learn and grow.
What's that?
Yet we have been devalued, kicked, and burnt, just as a joke. A misandrist shows with only the sweat, tears, and the occasional beer to make it through.
Get drunk.
We've been lied to,
and manipulated,
and spent money just
and
to play
spend money just to play a rigged game. All this is a rigged game. And I keep telling these lame suckers that they fighting over women, getting played off the street, all this other stuff just over some punani. And you guys gotta learn, man. Like, there's other guys making videos. I'm not saving nobody. I'm not saving no guy into their trouble. But see, the problem is most of the things that these other guys experience, and it causes them to have mental health problems where they take their frustration out on another man. So that's why I'm careful about what energy I have around me and people I deal with. I don't even deal with most niggas, most guys. I don't want to just say niggas like that. Disrespect black people like that. I'm trying to change my vocabulary. Excuse me, but most guys out there, I don't deal with them because they're full of crap. They want to compete and do this and do that. Don't just blame everything. See, one thing I didn't like about this video, it made it seem like it was just all the women's fault, women's fault. It's the guys' fault because they were supposed to have been getting guidance from the Creator, from the Heavenly Father. But you done lost your way of, being manipulated by the serpent, women, this, that, and the third, anything of the world, instead of following your heart and what makes sense. And you know it ain't right what most of these women say and do. You ain't put your foot down and put them in check. You steady simping and being a sucker. So it is what it is.
A misandrist shows with only the sweat, tears, and the occasional beer to make it through. We've been lied to, manipulated, and spent money just to play a rigged game. We've seen the truth of the knowledge passed down from generations that came before. Lessons learned already bought and paid for. The show is on display, yet beyond our own reach. They believe they deserve, despite their vicious hypergamous claws, the game we now refuse to play. They can cry and whine, yet they can't say we didn't try. The warnings were there, and they refused to listen. Of course, as fellow men, it's our personal mission to join as one. We're the providers, protectors, the ones that get stuff done. Stay strong, fellow brothers. All the world all around. We're the ones wearing our own invisible crowns. If you're on a date, and the woman says, I'm an independent, strong feminist, I don't need a man, just walk away. In a nutshell, she's telling you you're disposable. That's how she sees men. She's the princess and the prize. She'll let you pursue her until she gets bored and finds someone else. Women look at men as walking ATMs and how much they can get out of a man.
Wow.
I know this because I was used as a walking ATM a couple of years ago. Never again will I allow that to happen. I make my hard-earned money to make a living, and not just to give it to someone who only sees me as a walking ATM.
Oh.
It's a bad feeling when you feel like you're being used by someone you think cares about you, but really the only thing they care about is what I can do for them. When women see men as more than disposable, transactional, utilitarian, and temporary widgets that are required. Utilitarian and temporary widgets that are required to be tall, rich, famous, powerful, popular, athletic, and well-educated leaders. It's
and good in the bedroom. That's one thing you forgot, because you got a lot of videos where women talking about, a guy's penis size and all this other crap. So, hey, let's not forget that, buddy. You got a lot of things to talk about that, There's certain things that he didn't fill in, but I just had to fill that in and had to stop that video, and fill that in also. So, yeah. While I was listening to this.
To only get divorced and run through the mill of lies, games, manipulation, and false accusations. That's the raw truth of why men are done with dating. Women don't even need to be beautiful, just not very ugly. They make decent men go through a huge multi-date obstacle course with only a hope for intimacy eventually, and they look for any weird superficial reasons to dump them. But Chad and Tyrone get a free pass anytime they want. It's always funny to me how women talk about unrealistic beauty standards as if it's men who are imposing them. They're doing it to themselves.
But look, you do it to yourself by competing with these other guys. You competing with Chad and Tyrone. And I understand that Chad and Tyrone, they the guys that's putting other men down, And y'all want to bash women and talk about women so much. I mean, let's look at it on both sides. I mean, it's the man's fault because they're teaching other men to compete, to fight, and be barbaric over women. So, save me the bull crap with thinking that, it's just women. We're not going to do that. I'm doing my video and I'm letting people hear what these guys are talking about. Majority of it is true, but you leaving out certain things. You sound like a freaking woman hater. But we all got something we hate. I hate BS, and I don't take no sides, men or women. I mean, both sides are a bunch of doo-doo turd heads, but that's another video where I'll talk about it, but I want y'all to listen to this crap.
We could care less about your nails, designer clothes, and cosmetics, fake eyebrows, etc. I guarantee you that just about any single man has lower standards for a partner than the average single woman. But that's what...
You hear that? That's rarely talked about. An average man, a regular man, will lower his standards just to have a woman, just because he's lonely as hell. You know, because the dating market of most women, even ugly women, they have multiple options on the internet. Like, if they don't get approached in public, and guys might feel like, oh, she ugly, or she fat, or she this, she that, or whatever, these women can be so arrogant that the guy who's really have genuine, you know, feelings for her and really down to earth and really want her for who she is and not because the way she looking, being superficial. And she look over that because she feel like she got all these options. She want to feel like she's more desirable, just like all the other women that she admire, that she look up to. So she'll end up being a follower by looking at other women, saying that they got multiple guys and multiple suckers and walking ATM machine guys, and you know, it's just pathetic. And let's get back to the video.
Rarely ever talked about. One of the main problems with dating is that too many women get hit up on social media.
Exactly. You hear that?
Just look.
By truckloads of men on the internet, women get hit up so freaking much. I mean, it could be ugly, the most ugliest, fat, stinking, whatever. It's just because most guys are desperate for sex. But just because of the desperation of sex, women make these demands. They feel like, well, you want me so bad, you know, I got multiple options. If he don't do it, the next guy will. Which is true, because a lot of guys out there are desperate and they lonely as hell, so they end up doing stupid things just for sex. Or they just want a sex relief, you know, pleasure of, you know, catching a, you know, orgasm or nut or whatever. You know, just to get their rocks off. You know, and women still feel so important, feel so impressed by that, you know, like they just on top of the world by having multiple options of guys just want to sleep you and use you just for a stress reliever. But anyway, let's get back to the video. There's a bunch of pathetic females out there and pathetic dudes that, you know, need to learn something, so whatever.
Looking for a quick bit of fun, and women take that as the men want them, when in reality, they just want to relieve themselves and let out their biological needs.
Yeah, that he just want to relieve himself. All the stress of the world of just being with a man and all his problems and everything of violence. And imagine if you just coming from, you know, a rough neighborhood. Imagine that. You just calling the bitch up, you know what I'm saying, just to, just get off. So listen to them.
It has inflated women's egos beyond any imagination.
Inflating their ego above their imagination. So guess what? All you doo-doo turd head guys out there that talking about, oh, what I was saying was wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. All this sucker stuff, right? Okay. Don't take my word for it. It's more than just me saying this. So I'm not crazy. I'm not tripping. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do know what I'm talking about, you idiots.
The ugliest ones. I don't think it's at all a coincidence that male suicides are at an all-time high.
Even the ugly ones.
Dating apps.
I blame baby ass too.
This day, and age is like doing origami with a will. Hugely depressing with a modicum of fun. Not worth wasting time and money on someone that's just going to cast you aside as soon as they get a better offer.
Oh, okay.
That's why men have completely given up.
Cast you aside when she feel like she got a better offer. Yeah, that's what they try to do. They feel like they can do that to you, because most of all these guys out here, these simps, they live their whole life off of, you know, impressing a woman. So when she choose him and be disappointed that his whole drive and his goal was to impress multiple women and sleep with multiple women, then she gonna feel real stupid, because he's not the guy that he claimed to be, you know. He's supposed to be a guy with value, love himself. He's supposed to do it because he deserved the best and he worked hard for it. That's a real man to me. Not most of these guys out here simping and making videos and crying about, you know, oh, she don't want to be with me. Oh, we might well just go our own way and not just deal with women at all, because it was your fault in the beginning. You teaching them how to behave like that, spoiling them, and you building your whole credibility and your whole life revolve around a woman. Then you set your whole pattern of making your whole life feel like they so important that it's just all about impressing them. Your whole drive and your goal was to get, successful and make money just for a family. How God didn't give you another purpose outside of that? Because it's so much evil in this world. That's why you being taken over with your money and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to preach about it, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you're not able to see through the deception and how weird society is starting to get with all this finessing, playing games, and you gonna be the idiot, at the end of the day.
Another similar obstacle in dating is that females in their late teens, all the way to their late 30s, get a lot of attention from many different men everywhere they go. This is a fact. So females during this young phase know they have a lot of options and end up passing good men by and thinking they'll stay young and get this attention forever, only to realize after the 40s that the options are much, much less, and she is alone with no husband, no children in some cases, and she missed that boat, while the men have become more successful, experienced, more confident, and overall happy with their lives. Once a man decides something, there is no turning back. You only need to fall in love once to stay with her for a lifetime, and get divorced, rejected, or shamed by the woman to never see them as a partner for life again. It isn't only a mindset. This is human nature. Men are driven by their goals, women by their emotions.
Have you been
Men are driven by their goals, women by their emotions. Truth is, men will start dating again when feminism is done. These toxic feminists don't know or don't care that they're the ones hurting women. When the current trend of entitlement, misandry, and toxic feminism subsides, men want an equal, supportive partner, someone who can be their other half. A lot of what seems to be the current narrative for women: strong, independent, boss babe, I don't need no man, and the seeming gender war and struggle seem not to be for female equality, but for female dominance. These aren't traits men see as attractive in an equal and life partner. When family law is overhauled to bring it into line with modern society, currently, societal values and norms have changed, but the legal enshrinement of marriage has not changed to accommodate those societal changes. The values of a traditional marriage arguably do not exist anymore. In sickness and in health, to death do us part.
Yeah.
Marriage is seen as a throwaway now, and therefore the enshrinement and law afforded to marriage is no longer valid. Indeed, with nearly 60% of marriages ending in divorce, and women bringing 70 to 80% of those divorces, it is obvious to see the changes that no-fault divorces have brought about. In many ways, women are incentivized to initiate divorce rather than work to save a marriage. And the flip side of this is that men are disincentivized to enter into marriage in the first place, because in today's society, with the current attitude to divorce, marriage for men is a contract with no upside, and the risks are immense. These include access to your family, financial ruin, mental health, and even your life, given the increasing male suicide rates. These are the main changes I see required for men to start thinking more seriously about dating and committed relationships again. Personally, I'm not interested, whilst I'm sure there are still some amazing women out there that could counter all of the above and be great partners. The odds of finding one of those seem immeasurably low compared to the potential risks of finding the wrong person. If we see places where women are the managers or supervisors, they only care about hiring a female around them or helping a female get a job. Men have to do the same. This will help men advance a lot and quickly. When you go for revolution, you get to all in and fight to the end.
But see what thing it is about a guy, guys hate on each other more. They ain't gonna pull each other up a lot like that unless it's some kind of brotherhood. And then they still competing with each other. So it's a cutthroat game with the man agenda, the male agenda. So that's why I'm single, because it's gonna be always some kind of influence. If it's not the women doing, it's the men doing, because they the one that started this whole thing with giving these females so much attention and empowerment and entitlement and money and whatever that they want. It caused a problem for other men to, all this 10-to-1 bullcrap philosophy is a bunch of lies, and guys are being disappointed, They've been let down the wrong direction and told lies to. And, you know, set us up for failure. And all the guys who just out there believing that things are gonna get better, ain't gonna lose out.